Hey, it's Scott, ROCKFILE, back with another podcast review for you. Make it short. Go see Final Destination Bloodlines. Wow. So the reviews are really good for this, and I really wanted to go see it opening weekend, but things didn't work out. And for my birthday, I got to go see Final Destination Bloodlines, which arguably the best one of all of them. Obviously, you need the first one to set things up, but this is a classic. I just rewatched all 5 movies, and 3 was okay. 4 and 5 were just 3D movies that were kind of strung together. There wasn't much of a story there. They weren't really great. And this, kind of a reboot, kind of a prequel, it fits. I loved it. Final Destination Bloodlines. Had a $50 million budget, which is about the highest budget of any of them. But so far, as of me recording this, it's grossed close to $200 million worldwide, the highest grossing installment in the franchise. And they said there would be another one, but it's going to take a while. Zach Lipovsky and Adam Stein directed this movie. They haven't done much. They did that little science fiction movie called Freaks, and they did Kim Possible. Really. Now, Gary Busick, who wrote the screenplay, and John Watts, who wrote the story. John Watts worked on the good MCU Spider-Man movies. Gary Busick, whatever, he worked on Abigail, Ready or Not, the last 2 Scream movies. And that's what I'd say this movie falls in line with those. These are people that really like horror movies making really good ones. Final Destination Bloodlines does have kind of the same thing that all of them do. There's a premonition. People avoid the premonition. They survive, and death comes to kill them. But this turns it on its side a little bit. The premonition is not actually the star's premonition. It's something from earlier in her family. And it turns out that the entire family has been cursed for a long time. It's just taking death a while to get there. The characters were created by Jeffrey Riddick, who after the second or third movie was not involved anymore. But there's a character at the end of the film, Dr. Riddick, that's obviously named after him, who gives you a little bit of plot points right before the shocking ending. There's no major stars in this film other than Tony Todd, and it's his last movie. It's almost like they let him write that final speech in the film. It's perfect. It's wonderful. It's also hits you hard when you know he's no longer with us. John Watts, who wrote and produced the last few really good Spider-Man movies, produced this with Toby Emmerich. They knew what they were doing. It's 110 minutes, which is kind of long for a horror movie, but I was entertained from beginning to end for the most part because it's shockingly good, funny, and terrifying. They know what they are doing in these death scenes. We're all been, since the first one, kind of conditioned to look for this is going to hit that, kind of mousetrap, this is going to swing into this is going to hit that, that's going to roll over, and that's going to kill them. And you think that several times in the movie, you think, you see the things, you think, oh, this is going to happen, and then it turns out differently than you expect. I can't tell you how exciting that is to be watching a movie and expecting one thing and get another repeatedly over and over and over. It happens through the entire film. I think they've crafted a near perfect horror movie for modern times. It is the best of the Final Destination movies. It is going to sit on my shelf next to the other ones. Plus, it does kind of what some of the MCU movies did. It makes the earlier movies better. Not that it ties in. I mean, it does, but it's not like super connective tissue. You have to be the uber fan to get it all. It just feels like a Final Destination movie done right, done the best it could. If you've liked Ready or Not, Abigail, the last couple Screen movies, how they're a little meta, they're very intelligent, they're well written, and the last Screen movie, they kind of screwed the pooch of the final scenes there. But other than that, they were pretty good, and so was Ready or Not. That's one of my favorite horror movies of recent years. Abigail was also a really good one. So the writers and the screenplay people had worked on those, plus you got 2 guys who really wanted to do this right. Well, now that it's made a lot of money, they've talked to the directors, and they said, yeah, they want to make another one, but they've kind of opened up the gates of what they can do with this kind of movie, and it takes them a long time to be that creative. The $50 million is all on the screen. Yes, that's kind of a big budget for a horror movie, but not a big budget in modern times. And with as many special effects, practical effects, and computer generated, it's amazing that it cost this little. The movie looks like $1 million from beginning to end. It's the best looking of the movies. It plays the best. It's got the best pacing, the most interesting story. It's the best Final Destination movie, and it's weird to say because I'm a fan of the original, a fan of the second one. But I've rewatched all 5 movies in the last couple of weeks. This was thoroughly entertaining from beginning to end. I would go see it again right now just because so many times I jumped in the seat, put my hand over my mouth, went, oh my God, I can't believe they just did that. And I like that in this kind of movie. It's very gory. It's very R-rated. If this is not your cup of tea, this is not going to change your mind. If you didn't like any of the previous movies, this won't change it. But if you like Final Destination, here's your favorite one. Go see it in the theater because it's on its way out here. It was in a smaller theater, but there was quite a few people in there, and they all had the same reactions, the laughing out loud, the gasps, and all that kind of stuff. I love that those kind of movies are coming back to theaters, movies that actually make you react. And this one does. Final Destination Bloodlines, and bless Tony Todd. He's so good in it. Everybody's so good in it. It was really, really entertaining. So my highest recommendation for a horror movie this year, right up there with Sinners. Different kind of thing. This is obviously a lighter thing, but check it out if you get a chance. Final Destination Bloodlines is still playing around theaters, close to $200 million so far on a $50 million budget. I'm glad we're going to get another one if it's done by these same people. More podcasts are on the way, more drone videos too. Please like, share, and subscribe if you haven't, and have a spectacular day.